Hey, my name's James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about two big things you may have missed from the autumn statement and why they're potentially very good news for property investors. These could be some strategies that really make you a lot of money in 2024. Now, if you haven't done already and you want to know more about property investing, we actually are one of the biggest YouTube channels now. I don't like to be one of these channels that goes on about how great we are all the time, but we're actually, by views, getting the most views every single month on a property channel, at least for November. So long may that last. So if you want to make sure that you get all the new content that we make sure you smash the subscribe button over there and hit the bell notification. And while you're here as well, make sure you smash the like button, tickle the like button, do something with the like button, guys. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And that's one of the main reasons why we've got the most views this month. So thank you to everyone that does that. So if you didn't do it just now, go and press that like button. So what's been going on? Well, we had the autumn statement, the mini budget, as it's called. Now, last year's one was particularly calamitous. If you remember, we had Quasi, we had Liz Truss, and the markets reacted badly. Interest rates from lenders went to 6.5% overnight. The pound crashed. Not quite as dramatic this time. We were hoping for some good news on stamp duty, and one particular thing that I was really looking forward to, which I thought was going to be great, was something called green stamp duty, whereby you pay your stamp duty when you buy, but if you improve the EPC, the Energy Performance Certificate, you'd get some sort of rebate or all of that stamp duty back. I thought that was a really good one because the government talk about being green. They want to hit these green targets, but they don't want to over-regulate, and that would make it so it's your option. And so if you want to make it better, you can, but you get rewarded for it. That didn't happen. Maybe that will come in the next budget, or maybe if Labour get in. However, there was a few things that were particularly good for landlords. One, minimum wage going up. So minimum wage going up is good. Pensions going up is good. Benefits going up is good. That means that if you've got tenants, their life is a little bit better. Could it be even better? Could that have been more? Minimum wage went up 10%. That's pretty good. But inflation's wiped out around 30% of spending power in the last couple of years. But they're not going to put it up 30%. We've got to be realistic in that. So I think it's good. I think that's good. But two other things that are even better is rents. So they have said that councils are now able to pay more for rent. So what happens is, so in Hastings, for example, I can remember this number, so it's definitely higher now, but I have a one-bedroom flat in Hastings in Surrey, in Sussex, and initially there was a rent cap. So they put these rent caps that you could get if you had a benefits tenant, and it was £450 for a long, long time. Then I've got the tenant now pays £695, that's all paid with the benefits. So it's definitely up at that level. But what the government have just done is raise that again. So they've raised the rent cap, or at least what that means. It doesn't mean that you can't rent it out for more than that. It means that the council will pay that much towards it, right? So let's just say the council will pay £750 and you want to get £1,000 rent. The tenant would pay £250. The council would top up the shortfall. I've got another one in Dorking where that happens actually. Someone that's got a really good job, they're employed, but because rents are so high in this area, they get a top up from the council to hit their rental target. So that's just been increased. So that's important because landlords have been putting up their rents. So that's interesting. Now, the next thing a lot of people missed wasn't talked about by the mass media really, because they focused on the minimum wage. That was their headline story. But the big one for us as investors is you can now turn a house into 2 flats under something called permitted development. Now, that means you don't need any planning approval to do this. And all that needs to happen is the exterior of the property doesn't change. Now, this is going to be similar to when you were able, for a period of time, to convert houses into HMOs. A lot of people made a lot of money very fast using that strategy. And this is that. basically. So what they want to do is make more accommodation. We have a shortage. No one's building. So this helps with that, right? Because there's a lot of big houses that have just got dead space in. People aren't using all the rooms. They don't need that much space. And so if you're an investor, you buy that property, you split it into flats. It's now 2 dwellings. That is going to give more properties in that area. It's good for councils because they get 2 council taxes rather than 1. That's good as well. And so it just really works, especially in densely populated areas like London's, like Guildford, cities. Any city this is going to work quite well in. And so it has always been difficult to get planning permission as developers and investors. It slows you down. You don't have that absolute certainty that you're going to get something passed. This is going to be a very big strategy. And I think that you're going to see a lot of investors jumping on this quite quickly to get some decent housing stock and turn that into flats. Now, the reason why this needs to happen is we need more properties, and with interest rates so high, investors and developers aren't building new properties. In fact, huge projects that were planned for 24, 25 and 26, some of those are being shelved right now. And the government's talking about building more properties. That's what we need to do. We need to build more properties because we don't have enough. This is somewhat going to help towards that. It's not the perfect solution. We still need to build more houses. But if you're an investor, this I think is going to be the best strategy. It used to be called just title splits, and it used to be complex. Now it's going to have a layer of complexity taken away. Now that does mean it opens up to more people, but the value of 2 flats is always very, very much 99% of the time significantly more than the value of a single house. And so this is a strategy that I think you could use, the buy, refurbish, refinance strategy here. Buy a house, refurbish it into 2 flats, then refinance it. You'll pull some money out, maybe all of your money here, and then rent those properties out. I think this is probably the most underlooked thing in the autumn statement. There wasn't much else in there that was good, but this one I think is going to be a very, very powerful solution. What do you think about this? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Now, I know a lot of people don't like when houses get turned into flats because we don't have enough houses in certain areas for families and stuff like that. But we also don't have enough accommodation. So if we can turn some of those houses into flats, that's good. We do need to build more houses. The government need to do something about that. I'm not saying we don't need more houses, but I am saying this is an opportunity to make some good money while serving and helping. And if it was me, I would be turning those into social housing, helping at that level of the market and getting the council to put some tenants in there and really making some decent rent, making some decent return, and also getting a lot of your money out of that deal. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. As always, do smash the like button if you haven't done already. Come on, give it a little smash. And make sure you check out some more content on my channel. Why don't you go and watch this video right here.